Welcome to this week's episode of Ant on Music. I, of course, am Ant. And here we are back in my little home studio here. And I've only got a couple of things to show you. Where I left off last week, I told you I had another box set to show you. And I do. This one's a vinyl box set. It is massive. And oddly enough, it is one of two massive box sets coming out from the same band in the same month, which really tells you something, that they're really looking for the cash grab, I guess. But it's one of my favorite bands, and yeah, I have no problem with them grabbing cash from me. It's all good. It's all good. And the other thing I got, just to have something else to show you, although there's always a backlog of crap that I got to show you guys, is a single that just came out. Okay, so obviously we'll start with the single. I don't show too many of those. And also, with the first box set, this week's box set, going to talk about, is it a bootleg? All right, and I'll get into that as well. If you were here last week, you noticed I showed you the Black Sabbath shirt. Donning that today. Rest in peace, Oz. We all miss you and love you. Thank you for all the music. It was a great run while it lasted. So, if you're new here, please sit for the episode, see what you like, see what you don't like. You can drop a suggestion. I'm always looking for suggestions for videos. It makes my job easier. And click like, leave a comment, love the comments, and of course, subscribe. Our egos are driven by subscriptions, or some crap like that. So, without further ado, let's get into the tunes. And we'll start off with, this is basically a 90s episode. So if you don't like the 90s, alternative rock and stuff like that, there's the door. Go. All right. 90s alternative rock fans, just us? Cool. Here we go. So the first thing I've got, this little single right here. And this is Primus. And this is their first new music since the Conspiranoid album, and this has the new drummer on it, okay, John Hoffman. In addition to that, we get guest vocals from none other than Madman himself, Maynard James Keenan of Tool and Puscifer and A Perfect Circle. And this one's called Little Lord Fentanyl, featuring Maynard James Keenan. And also on the back, we have Duchess and the Proverbial Mind Spread live from Mann Music Center in Philly, PA. And it's the first track that we hear of John Hoffman playing live with the band, which is very cool. He won the Primus Drum Derby. And this little sucker is on a gorgeous burgundy vinyl. It'll go well with this group of singles. I've showed this on a prior show. This is Primus's The Revenant Juke, which is 7 singles. This was a third man only release. You can go back and find that video if you want to check out those, I believe it's 7 singles that they put in there, and they truly screw with you, because some are on 45, some of them are on 33. So, anyhow, this is, the new song, very good, I dig it. Having Maynard, who is good friends with the boys in Primus, on this single is a nice little addition. Little Lord Fentanyl is a cool tune. Definitely right in line with all things Primus. So, that's that. Now, here we're going to go in, do something I don't do too often. All right? We're going to go into this raw dogging it. All right? I haven't even opened this yet. So, there you go. The Smashing Pumpkins, live in Europe, 1992, volumes 1 through 13. That's right, you heard correct, 13. Holy Hannah. So there they don't give you too much info of what's on them, aside from the dates, running from January 15th of 92 through 9/1 of 92. And it's all over the map. So let's open this bad boy up. Let's see if we can get... There we go. And we'll take a look. I have no idea. Well, I know what's on there, but I have no idea the configuration, really. So we'll take a look at this together. It may go quick, it may go slow, depending upon what's contained therein. So let's take a look. See, and it is, of course, heavy with 13 volumes of vinyl. And this will start off here. This is volume 1. All right, we've got a very young Mr. Billy Corgan here on guitar and vocals pictured. And this is Live in Europe Volume 1, Side A. It runs about 22 minutes. We've got a Hilversum is the venue. And we've got Snail, Siva, and Silverfuck. In addition to that, on Side B, we've got Suffer, Rocket, Bury Me, and Snail, all from Ghent. As you can see there, let's see what we got on the interior here. We've got a basic black vinyl. So we're not going to go through showing you every slab of black vinyl. Everyone knows what the original black vinyl looks like. Nothing spectacular to see there. You know, got your plain paper inserts. So you have that plain paper sleeves. But you have a very young and hirsute Billy Corgan before he went total zero and shaved his head. So that's Volume 1. Volume 2. Miss Darcy Retzky right there. And this is from Ghent, the whole thing. Side A has Tristessa, which I love, Window Pane, and Siva again. Side 2, Slunk, I Am One, Crush, and Silverfuck. So you have that right there. Darcy there. Let's take a guess. Jimmy or James? I'm going to say Jimmy Chamberlin. No, Billy Corgan and company. We got James in the background and Billy in the background, it looks like. Jimmy in the background and security as well. So we got this. This is from Ghent and Hilversum, Den Haag, and that's pretty much the three venues here, or three, areas of the concert in Europe. On this, we got Rhinoceros, Blue, A Girl Named Sandoz, which I believe is from Pisces Iscariot. I love that song. Crush, Rocket, Tristessa's fantastic, Window Pane, and Bury Me. Again, a very youthful Billy Corgan right there. Next up, all right. One stop on the tour, it looks like. And we have Snail, Siva, Slunk, Luna, I Am My End, and once again, Silverfuck. Let's see how many times I can say Silverfuck before they make me, mark it not safe for children. Next up, here we go. James Aha. All right. Crush, and this is from Den Haag and Munich. Probably pronouncing Den Haag wrong, but, what can I do? Dumb American. Smashing Pumpkins, Live in Europe, Volumes 5. Crush, A Girl Named Sandoz. By June, I Am One, an incomplete version of that, and Drown, which is on the single soundtrack. And if you go back to last week's episode, you can see that I showed you Singles Volume 2. Also on here, we've got Rocket, Bury Me, Window Pane, and I Am Coming Home, and Snail together. Moving right along. Volume 6. Billy Stalking the Stage. How about that for a photo? Tristessa, Suffer, Siva, Snail, Slunk, Window Pane, and Siva again. And this is from Munich and Gay Paris. You got Billy right there. Take a look at that. And, before we continue on, so I mentioned bootleg. Is it a bootleg? Is it not a bootleg? Okay. Well, let's look at it this way, right? It's independently released. It's not released by a big-time label. Billy, and I've talked about this before on other videos, Billy has his tea shop in Illinois, here in the States, and it's called Madame Zuzu's. And one of the things they do is, aside from having some really awesome teas, which I have tried, they also put out these limited edition live albums from the Pumpkins. And if you notice behind me, I've got, I think, a couple of them up there. And they also do other versions of albums, like that is the Madame Zuzu's or Martha's Music version of Agori Mori Mai, which was the last album the Pumpkins put out. So do you consider it a bootleg? Or, it's not really an unofficial release, but it's not through the label. It's live stuff released directly from the artist. So you have that. And the quality of the recordings are quite good usually on these. Obviously, since I opened this with you, I didn't have a chance to listen. But based on the ones that I have up behind me, they've all been great. So I can't really complain. So getting back to this, we still got quite a fair share of them to go through. So continuing on. All right, so check this out. All right. I don't usually do this. I'm usually quite smooth. Well, getting ready to break down my set here, and I went into the box, and there's more goodies in the box. Isn't that cool? So let's take a look at that as well. So we got this SP book, lists all the dates on the tour, including the unknown one. And what do we got in here? All right, so we've got this essay written in here with a lot of photographs. Show you a couple of them as well. You know, from all around Europe. Pumpkins on tour. Billy. Obviously, it looks like we're in London. Believe that is Jimmy Chamberlain. Eiffel Tower. And I'm going to enjoy reading this. James. Here we go. It's Billy again. Let's see. What do we got here? It breaks down all the volumes of stuff here. Wow, not one picture of Darcy by herself in this. I guess she's on the albums enough, so have that. So you got a little scrapbook there of that tour of Europe and I guess their memories of it. Also in here was this little envelope that's sealed. Let's try and gently open this without tearing it. We tore it. Oh, wow. So close, so close. And we've got some photos. These are photos that were from inside that booklet. That was one of the ones I didn't show you. So that's everything. How about that? And that's another one I didn't show you. So, pretty kind of a cool couple little gimmies in with the box. Seal this back up. Put it back together. A little more of SP. I'll probably drop this in, edited in somewhere in the middle of the video. We have in Paris and Newcastle. All right, we finish up Paris with Offer Up and Silverfuck. Then for Newcastle, and we've got Darcy looking at Jimmy right there. All right. And we have in Newcastle, Rocket by June, Tristessa, Windowpane, Bury Me, and Siva. I know it's a lot of repetition of tracks, but, you know, obviously early on in their career, this is before they were, you know, gigantic with Melancholy. So you're talking about early albums here, you know, Gish. So you've got on here Slunk, and then going on to Newcastle. This is all Newcastle, both sides. We've got Slunk, Luna, I Am One, Offer Up, an incomplete version. Starla, another song from Pisces Iscariot, great tune. I Am My End, Sweet Sweet, Rocket, and Tristessa. Also, now we're moving on. We're in Manchester, or Madchester as it was referred to back in the day. On this, we have Darcy again. All right, first female bass player with the Pumpkins. We've got Windowpane, Snail, Bury Me, Siva, Luna, Slunk, and, you got it right, Silverfuck. I wonder how many times I've said that today. Next, Mr. Corgan, right there. Crush, I Am One. All right, and that finishes off Manchester. Now we move on to the big gig in London. Rocket, Tristessa, Windowpane, Bury Me, Snail, and Siva. And we'll continue on with London again. Nice close-up of James. And on here we've got Luna, I Am One, Slunk, Offer Up. Then we have Silverfuck. And then from an unknown date, we have Rocket and Bury Me. So I don't know how, I don't know how they didn't figure out where they were in Europe at that point. But hey, whatever. The 90s were that kind of decade. Another picture of Miss Retsky right there. And we're still in the date unknown on this whole album. This is 12 of 13. Windowpane, Tristessa, Snail, Siva, Drown, and Crush. And we'll show you the back of that too. Why not? There we go. I know I skipped a couple of them because they're, it's pretty straightforward. I'm reading them to you. Why kill your whole day? And finally, another picture of the band live in action. Obviously in some dark, dingy club, it looks like. We have, this is all from the Date Unknown on side 1. We've got Silverfuck, Slunk, A Girl Named Sandoz, and finishing up in Berlin, Bury Me, Siva, and once again, for the final time, Silverfuck. So there we go. All 13 albums of this massive box set from everybody's favorite alternative band from Chicago, the Smashing Pumpkins. So I'm sure I'll mention how good it is or what the quality recording is next time I speak to y'all. So I'll have a better idea once I do listen to it. And that is everything I have to show you this week. Obviously, since I mentioned there's another big box set coming up from the Pumpkins in the next couple of weeks, I'll be bringing that to you too as well. Obviously, there is a little bit of a nod to it right here. It always kills me. I wait. Like I missed out on getting this originally on vinyl Machina, and ended up buying an expensive bootleg of it. And of course, like a year later, there pops up a massive box set, which I could not resist. So that's that. That's everything I've got for you this week. Thank you for tuning into the channel. I really do appreciate it. Really enjoy making these videos for everyone, sharing in my music collection. Just want to say thank you. And as always, peace, one love, music. I'm out.